Ingram's job.
Damn. All right, so last thing, quick sell for anybody who's a novice and who's never got into fantasy football. Why should they join a league? Why should they start a team? And then second thing is, let people know where they can reach you. All right, wait. After that, Kenny has another question.
Yeah, I got one last one. Really, it's just regarding one person.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, go for it.
You buying or selling?
Honestly, if I can get him at a value, I will buy him. If you're playing in a 4-point per touchdown, passing touchdown league, he's going to be extremely valuable for you because he is someone who is being taken in the later rounds. Now, of course, sometimes he'll go a little earlier, but he isn't going to throw for a lot of touchdowns. He's looked not bad in the preseason so far, so that's good to see. But he's going to rush a lot, and QB rushing yards is virtually broken. I mean, the fact that they can rush for 10 yards like a running back or a wide receiver and get a point compared to having to throw 25 yards for a point is really incredible. So those quarterbacks that rush the football automatically get a giant boost up. And in a 4-point per passing touchdown league, those rushing touchdowns matter even more because now those are worth 6. So I could very easily see this guy rush for 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns and give you a top 10 performance. Now, if you're playing in a 6-point per passing touchdown league, that kind of changes because the other quarterbacks will be able to catch up a little bit more because they will be throwing more passes. So maybe he becomes a very high-quality streaming candidate or he finishes around that number 12 area. But definitely he is someone worth looking at, and in 4-point per passing touchdown leagues, he's definitely a buy.
Fantastic. Thank you.
But so just for the novices, give them a reason, quick sell, why they should start a team, why they should get into fantasy football. And then the last thing is just let people know where they can reach you when your next pod is dropping and all that plug.
Yeah, so if you've never played fantasy football before, I highly, highly recommend doing it. And there are plenty of places you can go play. You can play on ESPN, Yahoo, or you can play on our personal favorite, Sleeper. And I really think that's probably where you should start. Sleeper's got the best kind of mechanics and overall setup. They've got a great app, great website. That's where I would go play. It's literally just called Sleeper. You can look it up in the App Store. You'll find it online. It's really good to play, and it will definitely make if you like football, if you enjoy football, get into it. It's going to make the game so much more fun. Now you're not just watching one game, you're watching 12 games. And it kind of gives you that rush like, oh, I'm watching the Browns versus the Ravens. And normally I wouldn't really care about that. But, oh, I have Odell Beckham Jr. and Lamar Jackson on my fantasy team. This is a great game for me to watch. Yeah. And it gives you more places to cheer at. It just lets you have a deeper understanding of the league and how players are doing and all those other kinds of things. And it's a whole lot of fun, man, especially if you can get together with a bunch of guys or gals that you already know and you're friends with. Like I say all the time, a live draft party is something that just cannot be matched. When you can get together with everyone live and do that draft, it's such a fun night. It's literally like Christmas morning for us. So I highly, highly recommend, if you've never tried it before, try it out. Listen to our podcast. You can find us on Twitter at TimesKewPod. That's TimesKewPod. You can also find us on the web at timeskew.com. We put out articles, we have our rankings, projections, and we even have a contact form on there where you can contact us and ask us questions. And hey, if you have a question, please head over to Twitter, ask us. We're on Instagram at TimesKewPod as well, Facebook, TimesKew. You can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, literally Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening to podcasts, you can find us on there. We're on there. And if we're not on there, shoot me a DM and I'll find a way to get on there. I will figure it out for you guys, but definitely go do those things. Like I said a little earlier, our next episode is dropping tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to be going over running back previews. So it's a preview for the the 13 through 24 running backs, so your RB2s, and we're going to go in depth. We're going to talk sleepers, breakouts, busts, what these players are going to do for your fantasy team. So if you're new to fantasy and you're a little bit intimidated, definitely come check us out. We definitely want to help you. Please, if you have a question, ask us. We love answering questions. During the season on YouTube, we're actually going to do a little bit of a live stream before the games kick off and answer questions for about an hour, 30 minutes, something like that. So definitely come over, hang out with us. We want you to join Skew Nation and love fantasy football like we do.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. We really appreciate it. You're great. Hopefully we'll get you on some more during the season, get some more tips.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Awesome. Thank you. You too, guys. See ya.
Yeah, man. So that was Q from Time Skew Podcast. Shout out to him, man. Some good advice there. That's just the only button that I know what it does.
Shout out to P for not knowing how to say novice. You said novice.
You love making fun of my accent.
That was really petty. This is worse.
You really are. I'm mad.
Bro, you came out the womb not being... At what age could you properly say your own name? 7?
Something
9?
like that. But yeah, man, that was great. So getting everyone ready for fantasy football, because I know that it's that time of the year. Even though I
got
retired
hosed last year.
Even though I retired like 3 years ago.
I was wrongfully cheated. I got treated like... Oh man, I got host.
And we'll be talking about that tomorrow night on Ladies Night, so you can catch us there on the Good News app.
Hey, shout out to Jackie and everyone on Ladies Night.
But fun. Yeah, so without further ado, man, just a lot of content. Hennessy? Probably.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's get to it. We already talked a little bit about it, with Q, but Antonio Brown has been in the news constantly this offseason. It's always another development, always another thing with him. The latest thing, of course, has been he's basically been MIA dealing with what looks like frostbite, but could be,
it's frostbite.
Kenny's diabetic nerve, because Kenny got the same stuff.
No, I don't. First off,
I'm just kidding.
That hurt. No. Kiss my ass. You're gonna say that down the street from the high school where I'm destroyed. First off, I broke my foot, fractured my ankle, tore a bunch of ligaments.
You be walking, and you be walking in old shoes or slides. Your feet be kicking. Them dogs be kicking. I already know.
First off, those dogs be barking. How do you not even get the reference right?
Because I'm
looking at my
culture.
Oh my goodness, you're so disrespectful.
Yeah, he's really upset because I came back from Miami with some jokes. But
he went to Miami
been off guard.
A bunch of black people and came back with 7 new jokes.
He's been caught off guard all day today. Like, he's just been like, what?
I was just enjoying my life, trying to do self-care the past couple weeks, getting in a better place mentally. Boom, here comes Pete.
But yeah, so beyond that,
with your 7 jokes,
there was a whole ordeal with the helmet. Essentially, Antonio Brown saying
the shut helmet essentially is the league and the Players Association both agree that it's not a safe helmet anymore and people shouldn't use it, but he still wants to use it
because he's been using it, and so they basically filed a grievance and were like, you can't use it. It's not. The judge was like, yeah, they're not just giving you one helmet and telling you to use it. They're giving you like 20 different helmets, so like it's really not unreasonable for you to pick another helmet.
I have a serious question. Is he like purposefully trolling, or is he on drugs?
I don't know what's going on with him, because
he's from Florida.
Because even added
that's
to
what
that,
I'm like asking, is he like trolling? Is he on drugs? Like, what's going
Florida
on?
people are different. Don't you don't you be looking at meme accounts? They always say Florida people are different. Don't you see what Florida people be
Florida,
doing?
Georgia,
like, that's just really out there, bro. Like, I was just there.
And he's been through
some different people out there. But yeah, so
did you get a gator biscuit while you were out there?
Nah, I didn't, but I got some Haitian food, man. That shit hit. Shout out to Haitian food.
I have a Haitian roommate. Shout out to Joe. That shit's bomb every time he brings food back.
I've only had Haitian food one time in my life, and it doesn't even count because it was like a piece of somebody else's food.
Oh no, you gotta have.
But yeah, so pretty much, a celebrity chef is suing him for basically being hired by Antonio Brown to cook for him for a Pro Bowl for 3 days, and essentially Antonio Brown kicked him out for mannerisms and looking at him a different way, and made him walk out the house without his equipment, without even looking at him, and didn't even pay him. So he's getting sued for that.
That's some gangster shit. I ain't gonna lie.
And that dude was like, dude, I've cooked for like hundreds of athletes and none of them have ever had a problem. I don't know why he had it. What I did to upset
Antonio Brown is kind of like the Nicki Minaj of athletes.
Oof, wait, before you get more into that, let me finish. And then he's also getting sued by a trainer in California for like $7,000 that he didn't pay. So I know he ain't broke. I don't think he's an asshole.
He's probably an asshole.
So,
probably a really nice guy, but I don't know. What's his sign? Is he a Gemini?
Maybe.
Is this way to explain it?
Seems like it.
Or is he like a Virgo? A moon Virgo? I found out I'm a moon Virgo, apparently. Even though I'm a Pisces.
Oh, fuck that means. But yeah, he's a Nicki Minaj. It means deep
down I'm an asshole and a monster.
He's a Nicki Minaj of receivers. Honestly, he's a Cancer. He's giving me PTSD.
Makes perfect sense.
Oh my God.
Makes all the sense in the world. He's a Cancer.
Emotional as.
He's giving me PTSD to Randy Moss, honestly.
Randy Moss was actually relatively quiet when he came to the Raiders.
But I'm just saying, in terms of like
the second year, Randy Moss is what is so bad.
In terms of like, you're not going to be what we need you to be. Like
Derek Carr's better than Kerry Collins.
Hopefully,
no, but like
debatable.
Kerry Collins was bad. He only had a strong arm and no field awareness. Do you want to see go back and look at the
he went to an NFC Championship game. He went to a Super Bowl.
And got his ass flambrosted. Honestly, I thought Ray Lewis should have went to jail for what he did to the Giants offense.
That was back when the Giants uniforms were like
broiled,
nice.
not flame boiled.
I thought
no, he did both. He flame broiled it and flame boiled it.
In the early 2000s, I thought the Giants had nice uniforms.
That's only because that was like closer to 9/11. So you looked at the Giants. No, seriously, a lot of people look at the Giants uniforms.
I think I'm just tired of looking at them now, 20 years later, because they haven't changed. So it's like now I just think of them as like old and crusty.
It's like look, the Giants uniforms are trash.
Yeah, like
because you play like trash.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
They used to be revered and respected. They're not really revered and respected. Like when they were going to Super Bowls and had a pass rush.
I guess, yeah, because they really haven't had a D-line in forever.
Since JPP left.
Even those like last 2 years.
I didn't know a uniform was that important to
it is. You
players.
If you look good, you feel good, you play good.
But even besides that, and Deadspin brought this up, is like, yeah, it's just a helmet. But there's actually a lot of shit that goes into a helmet because the helmet is how you take in sound. It's your line of vision. It's stimulating your nerves, like the pads, the way they sit on it. Like he's been using the same helmet for 10 years, so he's used to how it fits on its head. His brain is used to responding to that, and like.
But shouldn't he take into consideration that the technology that they have, they're trying to make it so that they can take the risk away.
That's where common sense comes in,
and that's where Deadspin article also got into, because really,
are you getting paid by Deadspin?
There's no safe helmet. All the helmets have a warning that no helmet can prevent severe neck or head trauma.
Yeah.
1 and 2. What they've essentially been saying is all this helmet technology is really just a PR stunt, because really a helmet's a projectile.
They're going to get CTE.
Really a helmet is a projectile, but the NFL just wants to work with these helmet companies and make it seem like they're working towards something, which they are, but you can't protect somebody
from impact.
Yeah, you can only protect somebody so much in a car accident.
So are you saying don't fix something that's not broke? Like if it's not broke,
I don't know what I'm saying about it. Honestly, I see both sides of it. I think mainly it's just like I just want Antonio Brown to play. Like honestly,
like this is the one moment where I was like, this is the one moment in my life where I literally in my head was like, dog, just shut up and play football. I felt so bad.
It's like, I was like, get it.
Shut up and play. Pick a different helmet. Like my senior year, I left the team.